Hello, everyone. It's time for our session to begin. This session is Sakai Showroom and Sakai Screencast, and will be presented by Michaela Bruner. Michaela is an instructional designer at the Management Center, Innsbruck, Austria. Last year, Michaela completed her master's degree in business education at the University of Innsbruck. After that, she gained experience in the area of e-learning at a company in the private sector. And at MCI, Michaela is responsible for instructional design and online teaching, blended learning, as well as for trainings and individual coachings for Sakai, Adobe Connect, and e-exams. Please note that all the attendees in the meeting are muted upon your entry. If you'd like to speak at a later time to ask a question, then the presenter will give you opportunity to do that, or she will just wait and ask questions at the end. You're always available to enter questions in the chat box, and we'll try to address those again during the session or at the end of the session. This session is being recorded and will be available at a later date on the Sakai YouTube channel. If you have any problems with video or audio, enter a comment in the chat box.
Okay, thank you very much for the introduction. This session, like my moderator already said, is about 2 faculty development strategies developed at Management Center Innsbruck to support our Sakai users, especially our teaching staff. First of all, thank you all for joining my session. First, I would like to give you a few facts and figures of the Management Center Innsbruck. To do that, I will share my screen and my PowerPoint slides. Okay. After the facts and figures of Management Center Innsbruck, I'm going to present you our general Sakai training measures before I come to an in-detail presentation of the Sakai Showroom and our Screencast series Sakai Most Wanted. Okay, for those of you who don't know Innsbruck, Innsbruck is in the west of Austria. It's also called the heart of the Alps. Yeah, so much to Innsbruck. A few figures about Management Center Innsbruck. It's a little university with 3,230 students. And yeah, it's quite small. The Management Center Innsbruck offers 24 study programs, and 15 of these study programs focus on management and social science, and 9 of the 24 study programs focus on technology and life science. We also have 5 executive master programs, and 3 of our study programs are based on the blended learning format. And why +1? +1 because one study program is going to start next winter term in the blended learning format. Okay, we are quite international. We have 237 partner universities, which means there are a lot of exchange students every year at our universities, at our university, and there are as well a lot of outgoing students. We have 10 double degrees and 1 joint degree program with our partner universities around the whole globe. A few facts and figures about Sakai. In the current term, we have 1,027 course sites. And since our implementation of Sakai, which was in 2008, there are 15,396 user accounts in total. And yeah, currently there are about 16,000 active course sites since the implementation. Okay. Now I'll come to our general Sakai training measures. Our Learning Solutions department at the Management Center Innsbruck offers 3 kinds of Sakai trainings. One is the Sakai Basic Training, which is compulsory for the MCI staff. And there are as well Sakai Advanced trainings. There are 2 different ones for 2 different target groups. One is for our office management staff, and one is for our lecturers and teaching assistants. We offer the Sakai trainings twice a year for each training. What is the content of this training? The Sakai Basic Training, it covers the basic tool set like resources, announcements, assignments, and the messages tool. And it covers as well the system surface, the user surface. It's a training from an administrative perspective. And our Sakai Advanced trainings for office management stuff is about about standards of how to maintain study sites and what possibilities are there to maintain study sites, like using tools like Sign Up or the news tool, for example. Lecturers and teaching assistants focus on the lessons tool. I hope you can hear me because I just got the... I will continue now. The Sakai Advanced training for lecturers and teaching assistants covers standards and design of the lessons tool in Sakai and how to integrate tools like polls, forum, tests, and quizzes in their lecture. Okay. This was our general Sakai training offer from our department. This slide, you can see the result of an answer garden, which I did last week in a workshop about tricks in online teaching. At the beginning of this workshop, I did this answer garden to the lecture for the teaching. And for those of you who don't know an online tool for brainstorming and giving feedback. I notice the word instructions. The word is written in for me as an instructional designer, this means to giving instruction. Okay. Can everybody hear me now? Or do my moderator hear me? Okay.
Yes, we can hear you now.
Okay, thank you. Okay, but surprisingly, on this answer garden, there is little reference to Sakai as a file management system. So instructions in Sakai are getting more and more at our institution. And this leads me to my Sakai Showroom, which is one of our faculty development strategies. Okay, the Sakai Showroom is a publicly viewable project site, and it's a source of inspiration for lecturers to see what's possible in Sakai when it comes to multimedia elements, when it comes to design in Sakai course sites. At the same time, it presents materials that are of relevance to online teaching, such as open educational resources or MOOCs. I want to show you one example. I created one lessons tool where I want to show our teaching staff that that there are different kinds of different ways to structure their content, and giving a good overview and creating a learning path is especially essential for online students. And one way would be to create the lessons and to structure the content in a chronological order. But the way you want to structure your content always depends how do you want to use this content in your lecture. If you want to if you want to create a learning path for your students, it makes sense to structure it chronologically. And for example, dividing the content week by week in subpages. It gives the learner a clear overview of the content, and with the help of the subpages, the students know which content belongs to which week. Additionally, if the learner navigates through the subpages by clicking on the next button from one topic to the next, it happens in the right chronological order. And for the graphical representation of the hierarchy, you can change the ident level setting of the subpages. so that it is clear that subpage 1 to 3, for example, belong to week 1, like you can see here in these 5 subpages I created here. Another approach would be structuring the content or the lesson by topic. If the content in the lessons tool aims to support the learner in the self-study phase, or it should serve as an additional resource, the content can be divided into topic-specific subpages. It makes sense that the subpages are separated in individual sections. This has the effect that the learner always returns to the main page by clicking through a subpage with the next button. So it does not matter in what order or in what chronological order the student access the different module. Okay. By the way, I will answer the questions after my short lesson here. So I hope that's okay for you. Another lesson in this Sakai showroom is about teaching materials, so that our teaching staff knows what kind of teaching material are relevant when it comes to online teaching, or what possibilities are there. For example, open educational resources. When I click into this subpage, you get an explanation what are open educational resources, what is the potential of OERs. And also there are explains all the copyright issue with Creative Commons and so on. And there are as well platforms for searching open educational resources, for example. Okay, so this was our Sakai showroom. This was a short overview of this project site, which is accessible for our teaching and general stuff at MCI. Our Sakai showroom site serves multiple purposes. It illustrates design possibilities in terms of structure and layout, and at the same time it is a repository of useful information for our lecturers. Now I come to the second faculty development strategy for Sakai users. It's the Sakai Most Wanted Screencast series. This series was produced by the MCI Learning Solutions and focuses on frequently used tools and functions in Sakai. Through a short video introduction and a screencast, the functionality of the tools is explained. Why did we start to produce this screencast series? Based on frequent inquiries from the office and the teaching staff concerning certain functionalities and tools in Sakai, we decided to start this screencast so that our staff can help themselves. And now I want to show you one example of a screencast. It's in German, but there are English subtitles. Okay, I hope it works now. Benötigen Sie weitere Tools in Ihrer Menüstruktur? In diesem Video zeige ich Ihnen, wie Sie einzelne Tools zu Ihrer Sakai-Kursseite hinzufügen können. Wir befinden uns auf einer beliebigen Kursseite. Im ersten Schritt klicken Sie auf das Tool.
You know, or saying, you know, this work of art here is, you know, Mother Mary holding Jesus. You know, I'm like, it's green, it has lines, there's black. Like, it's the difference of stating fact as opposed to, you know, and
Okay. Site-Info. Dann wählen Sie die Registerkarte Manage Tools. Hier können Sie jene Tools auswählen, die Sie in Ihrer Menüstruktur auf der linken Seite haben wollen. Ich wähle das Tool Forum und klicke auf Continue. Abschließend bestätigen Sie die Änderung mit Finish. Das gewünschte Tool wurde nun in das Menü Ihrer Kursseite aufgenommen. Okay. So this was the example of my screencast. I will go back to my slides. It's the first time I'm working with Zoom, so I'm a little bit confused, but it's okay. Usually I'm working with Adobe Connect. Okay. So I shared the link to the screencast playlist, to the YouTube playlist in the chat. If it's helpful for anybody of you. And yeah, there's so much to my presentation. Thanks a lot for joining my session. I will go through the questions now in the chat and will answer them via the microphone. And yeah, so much from my side. It was a short session, but I hope it was helpful for you and a kind of inspiration. Thank you.
Anyone can type a question in the chat, or they can unmute their mic and ask Michaela directly. Anyone with a question? Okay, Michaela, you're getting a question in the chat.
Okay. How do many faculty watch the video? Yeah, of course, we have the figures on YouTube. So it's the screencast series is quite new. So, and we started to spread our screencast across our university, I think 2 months ago, and until yet, not a lot of people watch them, but it's an ongoing project, and we try to spread them more and to produce more videos, and to teach our staff that they should watch videos instead of always asking, or yeah, we should teach our staff to help themselves as well with good videos and of good quality, so they can help themselves. Regarding the question, how are topics chosen for the most wanted videos? They are based on frequent inquiries. So we have a lot of inquiries in our department which are always the same kind of inquiries. And so we decided we need a medium, we need something which covers all these topics, because we have every semester the same questions from our office and assistant staff. So that's also why some of the screencasts are very specific, because yeah, some of our stuff needed every semester. You are also able to show the Sakai Showroom page, because it's publicly viewable. Unfortunately, I don't have a link now here, but I can post one as a message in our Sakai site from the Sakai virtual conference. I will post it as a message. The link to the Sakai Showroom, as well the link to the Screencasts YouTube playlist. Unfortunately, it's in German, but I think the structure could be helpful for anyone else.
All right. Anyone else have a question that you would like to ask Michaela before we end the meeting today? All right, Michaela, I'm assuming that everyone has all their questions answered. Thank you for your presentation, and you just did such a good job that no questions.
Thank you. Thank you so much for moderating, and especially for that time slot. It was a good experience for me.
All right, everyone. I'm going to close the session then. Have a good day. In the other sessions.